The darkest web.
Season's greetings, minions. Welcome back to the darkest web. Halloween 2018 has come and gone, and I hope yours was everything you hoped it would be. But let's look forward as we rush headlong towards the big winter holidays. Now, I really enjoy any and all reasons to celebrate, but none of those other holidays hold a candle to Halloween. So one of my favorite ways to keep that spooky feeling going is by infusing a bit of it into Christmas. I put up a Halloween-themed tree along with a more traditional tree, and I'm always on the lookout for fun ornaments and decor to add to my Merry Creepmas corner. If this sounds like something you'd be into, then let me direct your attention to a few fun links. First, I suggest a black Christmas tree. I got mine years ago as a gift. It was purchased at Walmart, and turns out they still have those same trees on their website. Mine is the holiday time 6.5-foot black tree with clear lights for $39. But they also have some other sizes and styles ranging from a cheapy $12 3-footer to a fancy pants 10-foot Vickerman with orange lights for a startling $732. Oh, wowie. You can also find a variety of other black trees available on Amazon. Next, you'll need some ornaments. My favorite place to find cool one-of-a-kind ornaments is on Etsy. Be warned, I'm about to drop a crap load of Etsy recommendations on you, but hey, that's where all the cool stuff is at. And it helps support independent artists, so be sure to check out the show notes for the links to anything that is of interest to you. Do a search for a shop called Victory Screech Labs. That's VICTORYSCREECHLABS. They have a bunch of horror-related ornaments, including some featuring the twins from The Shining, Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy, Pinhead, Frankenstein's monster, the bride, and the creature from the Black Lagoon. And they're all wearing Santa hats. The alien xenomorph ornament is especially funny as the protruding tongue mouth is wearing the little Santa hat. These are all $12 each plus shipping. Another shop, Nightmare's Clay Dreams, has a set of gingerbread men ornaments I really like. One of the cookie men is holding a bloody axe, and it appears as though he's gone on a chopping spree because the others in the set are all missing limbs. The set is $27.50 plus shipping. That shop again is Nightmare's Clay Dreams, NIGHTMARESCLAYDREAMS. If you prefer a vintage or retro style Halloween miss, like I do, Snibble Queen has a great selection of handmade ornament sets featuring artwork from antique postcards and old candy bags, ranging in price from $14 to $28. That shop is Snibble Queen, SNIBBLEQUEEN. Do you need a creepy tree topper? O'Neill Effects Studios has fiber optic toppers that include Krampus, the Grim Reaper, and a pumpkin-headed scarecrow, and those are $70 a pop. You can also snag a creepy elf for the shelf or a Krampus horned Santa hat for $25. O'Neill Effects is ONEAILFXSTUDIOS. Della Mortico is a shop with some absolutely beautifully sculpted ornaments, some of which feature Krampus, ravens, Cthulhu, plague doctors, witches, and Edgar Allan Poe. These range from $7 to $25, but the Krampus Nutcracker ornament might be my favorite. Della Mortico is spelled DELLAMORTECO. Now I'm going to do a little shameless plug for my own Etsy shop, Madabo Originals. For those who might not know, I make custom clothing, accessories, and crafts for my Etsy shop, as well as for my own local clientele and for professional theater companies. I'll be listing a few stockings of the horror Christmas mashup variety in my Etsy shop from now through mid-December, so be sure and check them out. My shop name again is Madabo Originals. That's MADABOORIGINALS. And of course, you can get a beautiful one-of-a-kind ceramic ornament made by Hauntcast's very own Mistress of Mayhem, Shelley. Check out her Etsy shop, Shellhawks Creations. That's spelled SHELLHAWKSCREATIONS. I know, lots of shopping recommendations, but 'tis the season. So that whole ugly Christmas sweater thing has gotten pretty played out. But guess what's not? An awesome Halloween or horror sweater. You'll stand out in a sweater from web retailer Middle of Beyond. They've got sweaters featuring Cthulhu, Elvira, Michael Myers, Krampus, zombie snowmen, and a bunch of other cool characters. The sweaters are available in both pullover or cardigan form and run from $79 to $85. They also carry scarves, blankets, pillows, and ornaments. It's a really cool website. That name again is Middle of Beyond. MIDDLEOFBEYOND. Now let's talk about some fun, spooky streaming shows. When you've had a long day of being subjected to an incessant barrage of holiday music and relatives, unwind with the warm glow of your TV screen and some creepy entertainment. Most everyone has already watched The Haunting of Hill House, but if you haven't, I definitely recommend checking it out. The series is a reimagining of the 1959 novel of the same title by Shirley Jackson. The plot alternates between a past and present timeline and follows the Crane family of 5 adult siblings who grew up in the terribly haunted Hill House. Their ghostly encounters as kids continue to haunt them as adults and shape who they are and the issues they face. As the series progresses, we learn about the events leading up to the night the family had to leave Hill House. I enjoyed it, but be warned, the first several episodes focus mostly on exposition and move kind of slow. I didn't mind it though because the house is so gorgeous and spooky that the eye candy of it just kept me going. But I thought the story only got better and creepier as it went on. Also, I hugely enjoyed another Netflix series, The Curious Creations of Christine McConnell. This show is a strange and interesting combination, like a marriage between the kooky world of the Addams Family, the crafty cooking show DIY of a Martha Stewart special, and the humor and whimsy of the Muppet Show. I know, it sounds insane, right? Well, it kinda is, but in a very good way. It's only 6 episodes long and was produced by Netflix and Henson Alternative, which is a subsidiary of the Jim Henson Company. The show centers around Christine McConnell, the star and creator of the show, who lives in a mansion full of strange Muppet monster creatures such as a horny raccoon named Rose, who was roadkill and is now resurrected, a grumpy ancient Egyptian mummy cat named Rankle, and a sweet goofy werewolf named Edgar. McConnell is a beautiful, kind-hearted gal with a 50s pin-up goth look who makes all sorts of creations that showcase her talent and morbid sense of humor. I really wasn't sure exactly what the show was supposed to be for the first 2 episodes. Was this a kid's show? Was this a DIY craft show? And then, between the murder and sexual innuendo, it became pretty clear to me this was meant for weirdo adults, like us haunters. Definitely give it a look, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is another Netflix series I recommend. It's based on the comic book series of the same name and centers around Sabrina Spellman and her struggles with her dual nature as a half-witch, half-mortal. Again, at first I really wasn't sure if this was a kid's show or what, as it centers around a teenager in high school and her boyfriend and so on, but it most assuredly is not a kid's show. It's super dark. There's lots of murder, and we see the beast Satan himself quite regularly. It's shot so beautifully, and Kiernan Shipka is a brilliant young actress. It clips along at a really good pace and has a healthy dose of camp and humor. There's a Christmas special set to be released on December 14th, and I, for one, will be watching. Oh, by the way, last time I recommended the Amazon series called Lore. Well, if you haven't checked it out already, I would recommend just sticking to season 1. For me, the second season is a real disappointment. They've totally changed the format and tone of the show, and I, for one, am not digging it. Now I want to recommend an artist whose work you might appreciate. His name is Dub Weir. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Dub is a tattoo artist, and his artwork is truly the dark and unsettling stuff of nightmares. His father was an artist, so he grew up surrounded by art, and it was a natural progression for him to also become an artist. In 2002, he began apprenticing at a Phoenix tattoo shop called Divinity Tattoo. He hopes to also do illustrations for books and graphic novels, and his style, in my opinion, lends itself perfectly to that. His work is chiefly done in grayscale with a moody watercolor-like look. The subject matter isn't gory. It's more surreal, weird, and haunting. It reminds me a lot of the illustrations that Stephen Gammell did for the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark book series. In fact, he's tattooed several of those images onto his clients. Give his work a look on his Instagram account. That's @dubweir, DUBWEIR. Finally, I want to wrap up by talking a bit about Christmas ghost stories. A great way to keep the creeps going through the winter holidays is to engage in the centuries-old tradition of telling ghost stories at Christmas time. Of course, everyone knows the story of Ebenezer Scrooge and his ghostly visitors, but that's really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to creepy Christmas tales. Smithsonian.com has a couple of great little articles about holiday ghost tales on their website. One is called Why Do People Tell Ghost Stories on Christmas? And the other is titled A Plea to Resurrect the Christmas Tradition of Telling Ghost Stories. Check them out for a super quick, interesting read on the subject. But if you want to actually read some great stories, there are several collections available on Amazon, such as the Valancourt Book of Victorian Ghost Stories, volumes 1, 2, and 3. They'll each cost you $7.99 on Kindle or $16.99 in paperback form. They're a collection of stories culled from rare 19th century periodicals from a wide variety of authors and would be perfect reading next to the fireplace on a cold winter night. Or if you prefer to find some good stories to read for free, and we all love free, don't we? Then go to this website, www.hellogiggles.com. That's HELLOGIGGLES, and do a search for the article titled 5 Holiday Ghost Stories, and enjoy the spooky and free goodness. Well, my evil elves, that's going to do it for this winter holiday-centric segment. I promise next time I'll have more non-shopping related links for you. But I hope I helped you find something that you just gotta go blow some money on. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go spike the nog, wrap myself up in a warm blankie, get out my book of spooky tales, and settle into the coziest corner of the darkest web.
I'm going now. Heaven help you.
Please like and follow the podcast. Stalk us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Links in the description. And help us by sharing Hauntcast with all your haunted Halloween brethren. Until next time, stay scary.